Hello, everybody, and welcome to Strange Tales from Outer Space!
Well, that happened.
You let me do that.
What did
you
all I
expect?
can think of is the Muppet Show, and you sounded like one of the pigs.
At least you didn't say I looked like one of the pigs. That's all I got.
I'm with Krug on that one. Welcome everyone to Strange Tales from Outer Space. This is episode 46. Am I right?
Yes.
Yay! Episode 46. If you can tell, we do not have Doc again here today, but he is replaced by the lovely Rabid. Why don't you say hello to everyone?
Hello.
And of course, Krug and myself are here as every week, and
I want to say hi, too. Hi.
Okay, go for it.
Done. Keep going.
All
Hurry
right.
up. Keep going. Hurry up.
So welcome everyone. As we do every week, we start it off by asking everyone how their week was. So since you're so impatient, Krug, why don't you tell us how your week was?
My week was fun. Everybody in the stream can see my shirt. It's an American Eagle shirt. You want to know why that's important? Because throughout my entire life, I've only worn free clothing that I've received from my work. And yesterday, I went shopping with a bunch of females. I know, right? It was great. And they bought me clothes, and I spent way too much money. And now I have a bunch of clothes that I didn't get for free from my work, so I look like a normal person. It's awesome. What else did I do this week?
I look normal.
Worked late every day, I guess, which is kind of not normal, but at the same time, is it really that abnormal? And that's it. How was your week? Anyone else?
Rabid, why don't you go next?
Well, I mean, aside from just normal regular stuff, like in the game front, I did finish off my Esper's full purple PvP set.
Nice.
Which is a weird thing for me because, I'm not really the big PvPs person, so shows how easy it is to get. But yeah,
that's a whole topic on itself.
Yeah. But yeah, also did a bunch of contracts with a bunch of different characters, and had some fun with doing Scorchwing parties. It's fun rave parties this week.
Oh yeah. We're gonna post pictures of that.
Pictures, and there's video as well.
Yeah. Wait, actually, can I one thing before?
Yeah, you absolutely.
Because I forgot about something really fun that I feel remiss if I didn't mention it. I was doing world bosses with Indigo, and Doc was there, and a bunch of people from Black Dagger Society, and it was so fun. It was so fun, partially because it wasn't that challenging, or at least most of them weren't that challenging. Krager was a little bit challenging. So we basically just were running around doing world bosses and just laughing at everything, and it was the best thing ever. And then we got to Krager, who is a world boss. I forget where. Algarok? Is he in Algarok? Mm-hmm. And he's a big giant rock dude, and he has this one telegraph that happens, and it has no cast time. It's just on, and he basically spins, and it insta kills everybody in this giant radius around him. And it was so funny. It was just melee characters would run in and just start wailing on him, and then he'd just wipe them all, and they'd just be like, "Son of a bitch!" And it was just I don't know what you want me to do. I can't heal you. I can't be near you when that happens. And so they would res at a holocrypt that was 4 feet away, and then just run back in, wail at him some more. He'd do the telegraph, they'd all die. It was just the funniest thing. It was if you took all of our deaths and combined them throughout the course of the entire thing, the group wiped 18 times. We didn't, he didn't reset once because we just kept streaming back in and throwing our bodies at him, just take me! Bah! And it was good. That was a really fun experience for me.
Yeah! Take me!
Take me, Krager, take me now! I don't even know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly.
So yeah, I was also with that group, and as the chat has already said, I was screaming a lot.
Yes, he was. Son of a bitch! Why is that telegraph so big?
Well, no, it wasn't that it was so big. Is it that it was there was no clear indication. It wasn't hey, big red zone, get out of it. It was just boom, red zone. And you're no, it's not. And
yeah, there's no I'm pretty sure the reason they put that holocrypt so close is because they wanted that to happen. They wanted it to be just okay, what's the strategy for this? Throw your bodies at it until it dies, and make sure that one person's always alive so it doesn't reset. Strategy complete, go!
And I think what made it most fun for Krug and myself is we joined in right after they had tried to go after a world boss that was super bugged. That, like, if you had pets out or if you had bots out, it would automatically reset him. And
at a certain phase, it would, like, target them and reset for some reason. I don't know what the fuck.
And so they were
really frustrated.
They were super frustrated. And so we went into it thinking, like, oh, this is going to suck. They're super frustrated. Like, it's not, we're just going to do this one and then they're all going to break. And then we went in there and it was just like, bah! It was a lot of fun.
Pretty much what we did, yeah. We went, we turned into Muppets for the duration.
We all sound like SpongeBob SquarePants.
That's what I was thinking. Thank you.
So yeah, we did that. Another really cool thing, which I had, this was like a side situation. Like I think I was waiting between like PvP pop queues or whatever, and someone was just wrote like in zone chats like, "Hey, I'm just coming back to the game. I have a question." I was like, "Yeah, sure." I was like, "Yeah, hit me up." And so they send me a message. They're like, "Hey, how are medics doing right now in the game?" And I was like, legitimately. Amazing. They're doing really, really good. They're doing really, really good in PvP arenas. They're doing really, really good, or battlegrounds. They're good DPS. They've got really good heals. Like they're in a really, really good spot right now. And they're like, "Oh, awesome, thanks." And so it was just like, I was like, "Well, you know, how long have it been since you've been on the game?" They're like, "Oh, I haven't played since this time." And I was like, "Oh, okay, well, if you want to learn more about the game, you should start listening to a podcast called STOS." And they're like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, totally." Mind you, my name in game is Indigo space STOS. Didn't get it, and I was like, "Yeah." They also live stream on Twitch and they're like, "Oh, awesome, thanks, man." I was like, "Yeah, it's a really awesome," and I was just like, "Oh man."
Did you feel like a sellout, like dirty, filthy, corrupt individual?
No,
because that's what it seems like.
He's okay with whoring himself out.
Apparently. Dirty.
What Rabbit said.
Dirty.
So on to that. That was our very, very long-winded Strange Tales of the Week. Or that was our
no, it wasn't. It was not the Strange Tales.
That was how our week was.
How our week was.
Now on to Strange Tales of the Week.
Doc does it better.
I know. Well, he's not here. So,
on that note, can we just pause for 1 second to put that question out there of why I'm here and how you guys like forgot to tell me about your decision to invite me on?
We did not forget to tell you.
You totally did.
We thought we told you. He and I had a conversation about you coming on, and he and I agreed that it was a great idea. And then we just stopped.
Yeah, and then
it wasn't even Indigo and Krug. It was Indigo, Krug, and Doc had a conversation because we knew Doc was going to be out for 2 weeks, and we're like, "Oh, Clover says she wants to come on, so we're going to have Clover on." And I was like, "Oh," and we were like shooting ideas around. I was like, "We haven't had Rabbit on yet. Like, I think it would be really good." And Doc and Krug both were like, "Yeah, oh my god!" And I was like, "I got it, guys. I'll talk to her. No problem. I'll do it." And then like a couple weeks later, we talked. I was like, "Yeah, I talked to Rabbit about it. She's down." I don't.
This is the thing. At the end of last week, you know, they're all talking like, "Oh yeah, hey, next week, you know, Rabbit's on," and I'm like sitting in there in chat. And I'm like, "I'm doing what now? What? I don't remember this conversation at all, you guys. What am I doing next week?"
It was the funniest thing ever. And the only reason it was funny is because I have written documented proof that Indigo said he was going to take care of it. That's the whole reason it was funny.
I admit it. I know it was my fault 100%.
So that having been said, if you want to be on Strange Tales from Outer Space, send an email to stos@qtimes.com and we'll communicate with you better than we communicated with Rabbit.
Anyways, on to Strange Tales of this week. The first little bit of news is, if you have a NVIDIA graphics card like myself, like Krug, I don't know, Rabbit, do you have a NVIDIA graphics card?
No.
Okay, well, if you have a NVIDIA's
look at your graphics card just now, I'm like, let me just take a look. No.
Well,
I
the
don't.
side of my computer is actually clear, so totally
If you have a NVIDIA graphics card, you're getting some awesome optimization that is coming up soon. So there is some frames per second issues that people are having. There's a couple of problems. I can tell you for a fact that I have some issues in WildStar, especially in the main cities, especially when there's a large amount of people. I sometimes have that problem. Do you guys have issues at all?
I'm one of the few people who has never experienced performance issues unless I purposely set things to all max, and then I have performance issues. But if I run at my normal okay graphics settings, it's fine.
Okay.
I don't experience issues.
Okay. I definitely do. I definitely have performance issues, but that could be more than just... I don't ever blame it on the graphics card because there's so much else that's going on with my computer that I don't even know what to start with. But there's a new settings that's going on, and something that Doc really, really wants everyone to know about is if you're playing the game, after about an hour or two of playing, just / reload UI, and it's apparently been working wonders for him, saving on his frames per second, saving on the memory leak that he's
I think that probably means that the problem is a memory leak, because reload UI fixes the problem seems a little indicative of a memory leak. But that having been said, the NVIDIA drivers that just came out, people are apparently really excited about. There's a very long thread on Reddit, which we either have or will post a link to. And
Doc already posted it.
Sweet. And people are raving about it. Apparently somebody with a GTX 780 used to have to run WildStar on low graphics, and they were getting 40 to 60 FPS, and now they can run it on high, ultra high or whatever, with 60 frames per second pretty consistently. So that's a great improvement. So I'd say update. If you are on NVIDIA and you haven't checked for driver updates recently, please go ahead and do that. And hopefully it affects you as well as it affects him. I haven't done it yet. Excuse me. I had a weird burpee thing. But I'm about to. Right after this podcast, that's what I'm going to be doing.
You're just going to wildly just / reload UI over and over and over again.
No, I'm going to update my graphics card drivers, you fucking idiot. What the fuck?
Oh, gotcha. All right, and on to the next little bit of news this week is there's been some Drop 6 dungeon news.
Yeah.
Okay, so before going into in-depth, the first thing they are talking about changing is the level progression for all of the dungeons. So Protostar Games at level 10, Storm Talon at 20, Runes of Kelvarath at 25, Skullcano at 35, and this is the one that really makes me happy. The one that we have called since day one.
Not since day one, but we've called it.
Since we all hit 50. Sanctuary of the Sword Maiden is going to be moved to level 40.
Boom!
Yes. So
so good. It didn't make any sense to have it at level 50.
It really
didn't make any sense. But I shouldn't be exasperated because they're changing it, so I should probably just remain calm and say, "Good job, Carbine."
You can be exacerbated. Remember, I believe the conversation was you guys kiss Carbine's ass. You need to be more hard on them. So
that's true. That is a thing that people say to us on a regular basis.
So,
God damn it, Carbine! Angry. No, but really though, it was really dumb that it was. And it's really good that they're moving it to level 40. It makes tons more sense. It gives people... It's not even gives people an opportunity. It makes people try the non-veteran version so that they can learn the fights and don't just come into veteran Sanctuary. Because why would you do the non-veteran version? It doesn't make any sense. Go into standard Sanctuary of the Sword Maiden, learn the routes, learn the concept of the dungeon, which is way different than the rest of the dungeons. It's not linear at all. It is linear, but the layout is weird, and you have to kind of learn the layout, and the jumping puzzle you have to kind of get through and figure out. And there's just a lot to learn in that dungeon, and having people giving people an opportunity to go through it at a lower level is just the most intelligent. 100% more intelligent.
Something else that they're changing, they are talking about making the non-veteran dungeons a little simpler, a little bit easier for those more casual players. Now, this is going to be either really awesome, or it's going to bring back the naysayers and the game is not hardcore anymore.
Well, I don't like it.
People honestly need to let that go.
Yeah, I mean, hardcore argument aside, I don't have any opinion about hardcore, not hardcore. I don't think it's too hard. Like, I don't understand why they're nerfing them. They're fine as it is. If anything, if they were a little bit harder.
Okay, but you have to realize that the three of us, including Doc, maybe Doc, we're not the average player.
Hold on. I will direct you to a video that is on our Twitter where somebody wearing no gear whatsoever killed me while I was in gear. That is a video that exists in the world. So I would say that we are a pretty good representation of the average player.
No. We play a significant amount of the game, and we have gone through multiple iterations of it, and we have, like, I think they're more looking at, like, for example, the changes that they're making to Sword Maiden, or they're adding speed buffs into certain areas. They're also talking about adding more holocrons near bosses, so that if you die on the boss, you will come back right there.
Yeah.
On that, I mean, if you remember Skullcano from like early on, right at the doorway, before that last boss, that holocrypt did not exist. It took them a couple months. They did eventually add that one in. So I mean, that's the kind of stuff that, this is great to add, more of those things around. Yeah, because it sucks when you have to run so far after you've wiped, and that you start to lose players after run after run.
And that's their big thing, is that they're not necessarily making it significantly easier. What they're doing is that they're trying to reduce the amount of time it takes you to go through it.
It makes it more efficient.
Yeah, so yes, I don't have to run from the start of the game, or the start of the map, all the way you come back. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you get to actually level, or not level. You get to come back a little bit sooner. So
right, and I'm totally okay with the adding holocrypts thing. Like the death run at the end of Skullcano was annoying as shit. Like, that was the worst thing ever. If you wiped once on that boss, you may as well leave, because or like numlock or /follow and get a sandwich and like force one person to stay and like run everybody else back. But that's fine. I'm totally cool with that stuff. But like the reducing auto attack damage, which they said they were doing in order to make the fights more about the mechanics and the telegraphs, I don't think it's. I mean, if they make the telegraphs more punishing, so that like the reduced auto attack damage doesn't really have an impact on the fights, then I would be okay with it. But really, what the auto attack damage is doing is kind of making it so that, first of all, healers have something to do when there are no telegraphs, or when people are doing well with the telegraphs. The tank's still taking enough damage for the healer to have to heal the tank. If they lower it too much, the healer's just going to be bored. Like, the tank's just going to be like, I deflected the last one, and 2 of his auto attacks hit me and didn't really do much damage. So, I mean, there's still runs now where I don't get top heals as a healer in a dungeon because the tank is a stalker and is just healing himself. And so I don't really need to do anything. There's no point for me to be there. Auto attack damage goes up, not down.
I get you. I understand that. I'm curious of what their thought process. I mean, because I believe the comment in their thread was that there weren't their completion rate wasn't as high as they were hoping, I believe is what they said. I'd have to reread it, but
okay.
I'm okay with it, because this is the normal dungeon. This is just to get through these dungeons, just to like farm these. Like, you're not farming non-veteran dungeons. You know what I mean? Like, the veteran dungeons, they're not talking about making any like difficulty changing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, I always liked going through the leveling process and getting into the dungeons at a level appropriate time, and like feeling how challenging they were while I was at that level appropriate, period. My focus recovery wasn't like through the roof, and my, I didn't have like 40 stuns and stuff like that. That was a good feeling. But I mean, if they're not planning on changing veteran or making veteran harder, even, I mean, if you guys want, that's cool. We'll see how it turns out, as usual. Like, I'm just going off of what I think is going to happen. I don't know what the numbers are for what auto attacks they're changing, or even what auto attacks they're actually changing. Whether it's all of them, or just the bosses, or some bosses, or whatever. So we'll see what happens. I'm willing to wait and see, as usual.
Okay, so here's a quote from there that Doc put in the show notes. Additionally, the analytics show that any player who does complete a dungeon is significantly more likely to stick around. It's one of our stickiest features for folks who can make it through.
That's interesting. Although I would, and I mean, not having looked at their analytics, I would say maybe the reason that it's such a sticky feature is because it's so difficult that completing it gives you a genuine sense of reward, and if you make it easier, it would just make the feature less sticky.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, like, with this game, with the dungeons, I mean, you know, you play other MMOs and stuff like that, and you start running through dungeons, and everyone's just kind of like, alright, you know, DPS, just, you know, bash things and whatever. But yeah, with, you know, when WildStar first came out and everything, I mean, yeah, people going through dungeons, it was like, oh crap, this, okay, great, let's try this again, like, and, you know, people were really trying to figure it out, and yeah, when you actually even just get one boss down, you feel really accomplished, you know, and you feel like, you know, you're making some really good progress, and you know, you feel like a better player for it, you know, so I mean, yeah, being able to actually fully complete a dungeon, you know, you're like, all right, well, what's the next one?
Yeah,
gotta get to that level 20.
I mean, I don't have a problem with this whatsoever. I mean, the biggest concern I have is a concern I shouldn't have, which is we're gonna get so many negative people out there. But you know what?
It happens.
If it's allowing people to complete the lower level dungeons and sticking through the game all the way up to 50, so that we're getting more people into PvP and more people going through attunement, which we're gonna talk about a little bit later. I'm down. I'm okay with this.
Yeah,
So,
willing to see where it goes. Oh my goodness.
what?
Guys,
What?
at 5:21, Ox said Krug makes sense. Fucking screen cap that shit. Hold on.
Yeah, it's like, you're getting proof, aren't you?
This is the person that defeated Krug while Krug was
Snipped. Saved.
Krug had full gear on, and the other person was completely naked and still was.
And the other person was Ox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the next exciting bit of news this week is the Great Carrot Search.
Whoa. I don't.
So
Honestly, I'm just gonna upfront with this.
Okay.
Don't give a fuck about this piece of news.
Okay, well,
You two can
fine,
take
then
it.
you shut up.
Yup.
Yeah, I was like browsing channels on Twitch the other day, and I was watching was it Cal Scattergood? She was playing, and you know, just like running around like the contracts area, and some character, and I can't remember their name, but somebody bounced by, and everybody freaked out, like they lost their shit because they're like, the carrot, oh my god, she has a carrot, like, you know. So they're all like excited and all trying to ask, like, and this person, like, they came over and all of a sudden they're like, oh my god, the tails, oh god, you know, like, they got like a gazillion whispers asking, where did you get it? Where the hell did you get it? And then somebody proceeded to say, oh yeah, you get it, you gotta go in Thade, you know, like where the Settler Project is, you know, you gotta go over there and you kill the veggies and then it'll drop off of that. So then suddenly there was a mass of people that went over there, and they're all like, how do we kill it? We can't kill any of these. We have to wait for them to spawn. What do we do? And like, they were like camping this area and waiting, and like, it was so bad, and it was just like fun to just walk over there and just laugh, because it was just like, I know that this is so totally wrong. Like, I didn't know where it was at, but it was just like, yeah.
So, for anyone who isn't familiar of why this is hilarious, is that apparently the drop rate is very, very low, or no one could figure it out. Just no one could figure out where the carrot dropped. Luckily, two people that are in the chat actually discovered how to do it, and we're actually going to go over to the video as soon as I can find the button in which... There it is. All right.
God damn, dude.
Hey, you know what? You take over the talking part as well as the guide part or whatever else I'm doing. So, sorry, everyone.
Just go.
I just apologize 100%. So, Ox actually has the the stuff in which to. Oh man, that's none of this is English.
Do you want me to talk and you can present the thing? Is that
No, I'm
does
there.
that work for you?
So Ox actually has a video on YouTube that you guys can go and watch right now, where it actually shows them how to get the carrot, which is on a housing plot, which is what is the damn housing plot name? It's
Melting pot.
Yeah, it's the melting pot housing item thing, Merbobber.
It's the Expedition Melting Pot Fab Kit.
Thank you, man.
Which, by the way,
I think I just had an aneurysm.
yes. Which, by the way, the day that everyone like found out, that like this is how you get it, the prices in the auction house were through the roof. Like minimum was 2 plat for this thing, and on up. I checked today. Right now, it was or at least like from like an hour or two ago. Average price buyout was 18 to 35 gold.
That's not bad.
Totally cheap. Yeah.
Yeah. So people are discovering where it's at and how to get it now.
Right.
So there you go, guys. Go figure it out.
Go watch the video on their channel, which is in chat, which I will repost because stuff. And while you're there, go ahead and subscribe to them because their content's enjoyable.
It is very, very enjoyable. That was super random and kind of creepy. So the next little piece of news is that Tony actually tweeted out this little photo, which is now right below us, of some local streamers and at the Carbine Studios, and it was just kind of les pros doing a live Q&A for our devs, and it was a couple streamers' names. I'm curious to see what they were talking about. You know what I mean? Like, hey, this is how you improve, people watching. Like, I want to know what conversation happened, like how that happened. The next, no, I mean seriously, like, how does that conversation piece happen? It's like, how do we make the game better or easier to stream? Like, I mean. I don't know. I want to know what conversation that was or what they needed to talk to WildStar streamers about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. And of course, our very own Doc is a huge troll and posts it's not just Tally at Carbine headquarters. Live Q&A happening with other streamers. Speculation time? Question mark. Because he's a huge troll.
That's not trolly. I mean, there's a lot to speculate about. There could be so many things happening from that meeting. Like, they could just be talking about, what are your experiences with the game? Tell us what you think, and like, blah, 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 like really generic crap. Or they could say like, hey, we're thinking of adding a Twitch streaming button into WildStar to make it easier for you guys to stream WildStar. How should we implement that? That could be a thing. That's speculation. There's no fact behind that whatsoever. I'm just going to just wave my hands, pay attention to me.
Guys... So, Doc, you need to make a disclaimer button that you guys can just suddenly put on the stream.
It says,
and just flash that when you start doing these kind of, speculation and conspiracy crap.
That's what the tinfoil hats are for. All right. As Old Man Moose. Wow.
When they get married and have a kid, it's going to be Old Man Moose.
Hey, I'm just going to say this. I'm shipping it. I'm okay with that. That's going to be their marriage name is Old Man Moose.
I have my tinfoil hat still too, by the way. Yeah, so like I said, there's so many things, so many potential. Now that we've been sufficiently distracted, and
so what was going on now?
Who knows what the recording is going to sound like? We will resume whatever the fuck we were talking about before. Which was the streamers thing. How streamers went to Carbine.
Yeah.
And how it could be very exciting, or something very benign and boring. I want to know if we'll ever find out what they're talking about. Period. Like that's what I want to know. Because I'm just going to be curious until I find out.
Well, everyone is.
Yeah. Sorry everyone about that. We will figure something out. Krug, are you still recording audio? That's the real big question.
Yes, Krug is still recording audio.
So, anyways, now that we've gone over all of the Carbine people fun stuff in My favorite is Krug's face right now, who's just like,
Fucking hate internets, dude. Internet service providers are the fucking worst people ever.
So the next little piece of news that we have up is actually something that I'm excited about talking about, which is PvP stuff. So Get Like Gangsters, who we will be having on the show very soon, actually has a YouTube video out of 3v3 post matchmaking fixes, which is really, really beautiful. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to watch it, but watching them PvP, or watching this group PvP, made me happy the entire time. Like, I just really enjoyed that, like that play, like the ability that they had, like communicating with each other, and then like just joking and bantering along with it. Have you guys had a chance to watch it?
I've watched part of it. It's 13 minutes long. I didn't really have time to do it because I'm reading something about Active Directory architecture this weekend. That's like my goal. But yeah, it was really fun. They were very coordinated and very fun to listen to, and just like a good example of a good team of PvP people, like pre-made PvP people. I would recommend watching the video, and hopefully they post more content and we can pimp it out to people.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, we're actually going to have one of the guys from Gat Like Gangster coming up in the next couple of weeks, and we'll go over our schedule of who we're actually having coming on the next couple of weeks. The next little
do you know more than next week? Because I don't.
Yeah, I do, because I pay attention to Facebook chat.
Yay, because I don't.
The next little bit of exciting stuff is actually a former STOS person, which is Epic. Wow, Eclipse. Eclipse. I don't know. I think
like Doc is here.
I wish I would have like taken an energy drink or something to give an explanation for this, or maybe it's because I didn't.
Just hogging them all.
So Eclipse actually posted a video of him as his warrior going through it and showing you the changes and showing you like in battleground changes, and I still think they're powerful as fuck. They look really good still. But that's just me. I don't know if you guys had a chance to watch.
Yeah, he's tearing it up. Also, though, it's Eclipse. Like, he's an OG. He knows how to play the game really well. He's not someone to be trifled with by any stretch of the imagination. So take that with a grain of salt, because he's really good.
So, well, actually, with that, he actually provides everyone with a breakdown of his abilities and points and stuff like that, of where he's spending them. So you actually can rebuild his and attempt to see how it works for you and how you can improve it for your self-play. But it looks good. I mean, mind you, it is level 50, 48 points, ability points, and 55 amp points in there. So you do need to have...
Yeah. Well, but I mean, for PvP, that's just kind of a thing that you need. Like, really, if you're a medic, if you want to medic anything, you need full ability points at least, if not full amp points as well, because it's just... It's so much better. You need them. You just need them. I'm like foregoing getting my gear because I want to spend my prestige on ability and amp points, because I feel like they're that important to my builds. That having been said, I really like these videos. So we just talked about two videos that like involve a lot of gameplay from what seem to be very good players. I really hope people start putting out more videos like that, just like compilations of like, I murdered everybody that was standing on the point all by myself, and it was really cool. Like 360 no-scope videos, but for WildStar, because they're really fun to watch. I'm really into it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, everybody listening to a stream should totally start recording themselves play. It'd be great. We should do that. We should have an STOS listener best moments mashup. I'm pulling a doc right now. Let's move on before I start.
Here you go, guys. If you have a video that you want to send it to Krug at qtimes.com, and he will edit it together and make it an awesome mashup.
If I get enough, I totally will. I don't think I'll get enough, but
go for it.
I was gonna say, it's like, you know, for videos, again, I only hit that one thing posted, but if I do some more PvP related stuff, there can be lots of Death Snuggles.
Death Snuggles. I will make a Death Snuggles compilation. That's
of just Krug dying next to someone else. Is like... There needs to be like something in WildStar that if you die next to another player, that like whoever the second person that dies just like automatically puts their arm around the other person.
Yeah. for warmth and comfort. You die.
They're like, oh.
This is getting to be a really morbid conversation. I think we should move on.
All right, fine. So on to some more community news. There is another episode of WildStar housing plots. So this is very, very similar to Yardcore, where someone goes through another plot and walks around and checks out all of the really interesting stuff. This is Noobstone Canyon, which I love the name, by the way. And just going through, they've got a little cowboy duel. It's very, very much old Western themed.
Yeah, it's like a cliche, like Old West town is what it looks like, but with WildStar influence, like kind of futuristic little bits about it. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm. It's really awesome. And speaking of Yardcore, there's also another Yardcore that is actually out, which you guys should check out because it's our very own Chestnut who does it. Yeah, you can watch it over at Q Times, or you can watch it over on Chestnut's YouTube page. So the next little conversation bit is about contracts. So,
and now we're done. Moving on.
Yeah, I mean, what else do you want me to say? It's another awesome YouTube housing thing. Go watch these videos. There's nothing I can tell you that these videos don't already give you. You know, go watch it. It's honestly a lot of fun. I like watching them because I like getting ideas from their houses and go, oh, that'd be really cool if I could do that and change it and put something else. Like, I get really awesome ideas. I don't do any of them, but I get really awesome ideas.
I'm kind of the same way.
Yeah.
It is fun to see what people can do and what, decor items they can put together to make something else. And it's like, oh, those are awesome. And then dungeon. Okay, like
exactly. Like that's. I will say I'm channeling Krug on my new housing plot. I'm making a very annoying maze, which I it's very trolly.
I saw the start of that.
Huh?
I saw the start of that.
Yeah. It's really funny because there's like a lot of different like tubes and like different places, and there are some places that like you'll just be walking and then you'll just fall straight down because it looks like it continues, and I'm just like, yes, I want Krug to get lost on my plot forever.
I'm just saying, there's a button that takes you back to the teleporter.
I know, but you bitched about it when I wasn't done, and you're like, how do I get back? And I'm like, just hit that button. I don't want to hit that button.
I don't want to hit that button. Why do I want to hit that button? I like walking.
So, anyways, so that back to contracts. So, contracts. I have been doing a ton of contracts. Like it has gotten me re-excited about the game, and I really, really love contracts. I mean, I haven't heard anything negative spoken about the contracts. Have you guys?
No, not really. I mean, sometimes they're buggy. It's a little annoying.
What's buggy about them?
The completion. Just some of them don't complete correctly, and I think it's not the contract that's buggy. It's like the grouping system that's buggy. Like recently, we've been having a couple different instances. Like for example, Scorchwing being really populated with like tons and tons of people.
Sure.
And then some people don't get credit for whatever reason, just because the instance probably wasn't, or not the instance, but the zone or the quest or whatever wasn't programmed to handle that many people. And so you'll participate for the whole thing, and then at the very end, you just won't get any credit. It's really sad.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's a contract-specific problem. Yeah, and Starcom, Iron Ore is
Yeah,
cool.
that was the thing early on. The Starcom thing was not, like it was just not completing for the contract, and
it was annoying.
Well, so the contracts conversation that's going on Reddit right now is that a lot of people are asking if we could get contracts that like more contract. Like basically, we love what we have, but we want more. Of course, we're gamers. That's exactly our motto. Like, oh, it's amazing. I love it. I want more. I want more. No, this is amazing. I love it. Oh yes. Now do it twice as big. Thank you. Like,
hey, thanks for the cookie. I'd like 2 glasses of milk now.
So the contracts thing is saying, yes, we really love it, but could we get contracts where PvE contracts where, we're not just fighting in Starcom Basin, that we're fighting in like lower level areas, or PvP contracts where it's like, instead of, do a war plot, it's kill X amount of players in world PvP, like stuff like that, which I think is great ideas, and I really hope that the WildStar team takes a look at those contracts and implements it. I'm sure that the contracts will continually progress and get larger and larger and larger as time goes on.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, I think the more variety of contracts that they do for PvP, PvP and PvE, no matter what, and like just as a general thing, like the fact that they already do have that variety of like in PvE, like okay, kill 30 of this critter, or go do a ship hand or a dungeon, or that kind of thing, like it, and the PvP stuff too, having the challenges in there, and the contracts for Daggerstone Pass, people are actually playing it now because they want to get that contract done. So it, they've definitely done a nice thing of getting people back into doing all the content and not just like blowing straight through it and then never looking back.
Sure. And speaking of like Daggerstone Pass and PvP instances like that, it's kind of funny, and Ox pointed this out in chat, that so you can have a contract to say do Daggerstone Pass, or do something, do an instance, and then that instance won't pop if you queue random, which most people do because you get rewards for queuing random. So I think it would be nice to have your contracts, or the available contracts, prioritize what matches people get put into. Like, I don't really know how that works in the back end. I don't know if there's any kind of like sway one way or another for something or something else. But, like, for example, you have an instance that requires 15 people and an instance that requires 10, and there is a contract out there that requires you to do the 15-person instance. It should just make people wait a little bit longer and dump them into the 15-person instance. Wouldn't you say so?
Well, I don't believe that the contracts work in that sense. I believe the contracts are kind of randomized per person. It's not like per day you get a set group of them. It's a rotating group of them. So while you may have Daggerstone Pass, I may have Walatiki Temple. I
think you're wrong.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you're wrong. I'm pretty sure the contracts that are available for everyone. There's not a discrepancy between...
Cadium just says, I think I heard a programmer weeping.
Well, Cadium, in that case, I will take you my whip and you can show him who's boss.
I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that.
Because... Hold on. I just want to point something out. In chat, Golfburner says Krug is wrong, and then Ox says Krug is right. What's going on? Apparently there's a little bit of confusion going on there. I'm pretty sure the contracts are available to everyone. Or like
I mean, it seems like that because, like, otherwise you wouldn't have, like, the big Scorchwing, everyone doing it at the same time.
Yeah,
I mean, it does cycle through things, right? But yeah.
I mean, that's not the whole point. That's part of the point, is to get people in the same place, doing the same thing, working together to accomplish a goal.
Yeah, but there are people that don't, like, for example, if I start all of my stuff on Tuesday, right? Tuesday I get all my contracts and I start doing them, and I get a couple, and then I don't finish and I go on to Wednesday.
Right. That's a different story, though.
But
if you and I have no contracts, let's see if we can agree on this. If you and I have no contracts, and we both go to the contracts thing at the same time and pick up contracts, we will each have the same contracts to pick from.
I think that would be something fun to see if that works that way. Like, just us go in and remove all of our contracts and then go to the contract vendor. And
they just solved it in chat. So Moose says they are both right in a sense. On one hand, the big contracts are the same throughout. However, the level 1 contracts can vary from player to player since they can be taken multiple times. And then Cadium said Moose is right.
Boom.
And then Moose said, so they're both right, but Krug is more right. Boom! To the window! To the wall!
But what I'm saying is that it still doesn't matter, because I'm still working, like, the whole tier 3 contracts are supposed to be difficult that you may not finish in a single day or a single session. So a tier 3 that I started on Tuesday, I might not get finished until Thursday or Friday, while you picked up your tier 3 on Wednesday. So you're getting Daggerstone Pass and I'm still working on War Plots. You know what I mean? Like,
I understand it's a thing. Like, it can be a thing that they're offset from each other and people can have different ones. That's totally true. I forgot why we were talking about this, though.
We're talking about you wanted contracts to take precedence to, like, how queuing works.
I think it would still be helpful. I think, okay, let's just, wild speculation. I think if the contract that is currently active is Daggerstone Pass, most people will have a Daggerstone Pass contract. That's what I say. And then if you make Daggerstone Pass more likely to pop than the rest of the instances, it would help everybody get their contracts.
I will tell you, as a player, I specifically don't take Daggerstone Pass or Warplot contracts.
Yeah, I don't take Warplot ones because I don't queue for Warplots ever, but a lot of people do take the contracts regardless.
Here's a really dumb question, and I could just not know the answer to it, but when I queue for randoms, is Warplots on the randoms?
No.
Why not?
Because it's its own thing?
No, but they have the pre-made they have the pre-made Warplots that are made that you can, like, you don't have to build, your team doesn't have to build.
You mean the pug Warplots? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. They have the
because they're scary. I don't know. I think it's I don't think they should add Warplots to the random PvP queue list. That would be like adding like genetic archives to the random dungeons list. Like, they're both PvE instances, but one of them is way, way different in like scale and difficulty.
Baby.
You're calling me a baby? Oh, baby. Yeah, that would be a catastrophe. People would like die just enormous amounts of times. That it'd just be disgusting. It'd be disgusting, Indigo. It'd be a massacre. It would be a massacre.
I want it to happen.
Okay, well then, go take over Carbine. Buy them out.
No, I mean, okay, how's this? Everyone in here has PvP'd. Rabbit has gotten all of her purples. I have all of my purples. You PvP on a regular basis. Which one of us has done a Warplot?
Rabbit, have you done a Warplot?
Nope.
None of us have done a Warplot.
Do you know who would have done a Warplot if it was in randoms?
Probably most of us. Okay. I see that point. I see that point. Now, that doesn't make any sense given the fact that you just
speculation.
No, it's not. Whatever. Fine. I will tell you this though.
Oh,
if the three of us queued for oh, Baz is here. Hi, Baz.
The Bazile.
The Bazile, guys. The Bazile is in our chat. That is an inside joke. We're not being rude. So I fucking lost my train of thought now. Baz, what the fuck, dude? You made me lose my train of thought.
Good. See, there you go. That's the point.
Oh, no, it's a dumb thought anyways. I was gonna say if the three of us queued for Warplots and we got put into a Warplots thing, we wouldn't have a podcast because everybody would be mad at us for sucking up their Warplots. That would just be a thing.
Well, either way, I don't think... I would like to see additional, back to the main point, which is I'd like to see additional contracts coming in, and I'm sure that it's going to be a progressive thing coming in. I'm very happy with what they are. The one other thing that we didn't actually have on the show notes that I would like to talk about, and Rabbit actually brought up right before we started, which is, what is your guys' opinion about the phasing that is going on with Starcom Basin?
For once, like after they changed it, I could actually see what was going on, so that was nice. So you could actually, actually know what the objectives are and like, properly see it instead of just running around like, well, there's a mass of people running over here, so I'm just gonna run over here and I'm just gonna keep shooting just random stuff everywhere because I think maybe I'll hit something.
Yeah, like the one instance for that location was nuts because, like, legitimately, most of the people that were doing that what's it called, event, most of the people that were doing that event at Starcom Basin didn't know what to do. They didn't know that you couldn't, the first phase where you have those little worms and you have to pick things up and, like, use it on them. They didn't know that. They were just attacking them and not doing any damage. And I'm just like, what are y'all doing? Like, why are you attacking? Oh, because there's so many people here that you can't figure out that there are things on the ground because you can't see them because they're always picked up by other people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Understood.
Yes. Until they changed it, it was kind of impossible to know what the hell you were supposed to be doing. It sucked.
Right.
Well, I mean, there is the conversation that I believe Moose and myself were having, which is that it is the lesser of two evils, but there still is some issues with it because I believe they're off time of each other, so they're not they're not the same time of each other now. So it's not like two different groups will be two different, phases will be attacking something at the same time. It's now one group will be attacking, and then later on another group will be attacking, but you could be in one phase and not the other one. Does that make sense? So you could completely miss yours, and then the timers, your timer may say one thing, but once you go over, it may be different. Anything?
That doesn't make any sense. I don't know what you're saying at all.
Well, I mean, I know what you were saying, with that, and yeah, like personally, I really haven't done it so much, so I haven't had that, moment of seeing, like the timer go down and like not actually be able to do the event.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, obviously that would be very annoying, especially if you have the contract for that.
Yeah.
And you want to do the event, and you show up and you're like, all right, cool, it's ready. Why is nothing happening? Like, yes, that will suck.
Yeah. Anyways.
I just made math dumb.
You just made math dumb?
I just made math dumb. It just said that 49 plus 49 plus 2 is 101, and it's not, because I'm math dumb.
Why are you even mathing right now?
Because we were talking about the percentage of pops between the 3 different battlegrounds, and they said it's supposed to be like 33%, 33%, 33%, but instead it's like 49%, 2%. And then I said 101% question mark, and then he thought he was wrong, and then I was just like, fuck, I'm wrong, and so I said that. It was awkward. It was really awkward.
So the last bit of news this week, the last little bit of community news, is actually the Black Dagger Society's birthday, which was yesterday.
Woo!
Yeah! Happy birthday, Black Dagger Society. There is some really awesome Twitter photos. If you follow Chestnut, she's got them posted up there. You can go and see them all. Apparently it was a awesome event. They had a blast. There was a whole bunch of different prizes given out. These are also the guys that do the Fade Fest. So they're an awesome, awesome, awesome group. This is also the group that ran Krug and myself through World Bosses.
Look about him photos. I'm looking into photos.
So yeah, guys, congratulations, happy birthday! I'm super, super happy that you guys are still around, and I hope to see you guys at your second birthday. I missed it. I'm very, very sad. I had to.
Yeah, me too.
I was with friends and family.
Did none of us get there?
Moose was there.
I tried.
Moose was there. Moose
was Doc there?
See, I woke up at like, I don't know, 4 or 5 in the afternoon yesterday, and then I was cleaning and rearranging my house and stuff, so I missed all of it.
You woke up at 5 o'clock in the afternoon?
Yeah, because I generally don't go to bed until like 6 a.m. or something.
Oh my goodness. What is your life? I don't even... Oh. Okay, well, I wish I was you. That'd be great.
And then you could be able to wear that awesome chainmail shirt.
Yeah, have we not talked about this yet? Rabbit,
No.
can you show off your creation?
I didn't say it.
What? What were you saying?
But you did. I still heard you.
What did you say? I'm lost.
But yeah, if I could, even get back far enough to, because you kind of, I think, had me cropped a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, ignore the strap part because that kind of sucks. That was like, this part was added on. I fixed that for when me and my husband went to PAX for our honeymoon a couple years ago, and this was like the quick change up for walking around and actually making it more comfortable. But
yeah. So everyone that doesn't know, you actually have your own Twitch page, which they can find you at. Is it Rabbit? No, it's not Rabbit Bush Baby.
My husband and I we have decided to do a joint channel. Mm-hmm. So we can both actually do, and I will type it into chat right now.
Yeah, you can actually.
Yeah,
you can actually watch her stream. Herself doing chainmail. So she's actually like sitting there making bracelets, I think is what you were making last week. I was watching.
I will be my husband has requested that I start working on a shirt for him. So I will be doing the progress on that, and probably also just making random little things here and there. So.
Yeah, so go and head over to that. She put the link in the chat, so go follow that. It was actually really, really entertaining, and she's playing music from old games, which was awesome. Old strategy games. It was making me really, really happy.
Indigo's a nostalgic man.
I am a nostalgic man. All right,
it's music though for actually sitting and doing all that, because it's not something that I can't have good music on this really high energy dance and everything, because then I'll just want to be dancing. And that's kind of hard to do when you're working with really little rings. Then they're just going to get everywhere.
No,
like a mess.
But 100% with you.
But yes, game soundtracks are great for crafting. I will say that.
So before we actually end this week off, I'm going to talk about what we actually have planned in the next couple months. Actually, next couple weeks, I should say.
Yeah, next couple months is a long time. I'm really interested because I don't even know this, and I'm a part of this podcast.
So, next week, Doc is back. It will be the Three Amigos back again. I'm sure we're going to screw up twice as bad, because not only am I going to be here, but Doc is going to be here, so we're just going to completely screw the show over. And then after that, we're actually having Chestnut on the show. So Chestnut, who is a part of Black Dagger, who is a part of Q Times, who does her own show called Yardcore. She does a whole bunch of really, really awesome stuff. She will be joining us the week after that. Then we have one of the guys from Gatlike Gangster coming on the 16th. And then after that, we actually have someone from Quantum Radio coming in after that.
I didn't know that.
Oh,
that's cool.
Snaps.
I'm excited for that one.
If you guys don't know who Gatlike Gangster are or Quantum Radio, Gatlike Gangster is a guild that is PvP centric. I'm sure if you've played a PvP game, I'm sure you've seen someone spamming Gatlike Gangster in
they have
chat.
their own add-on. Pictures. I mean, cool dudes.
And
it's the most infuriating thing ever when I see that in chat. Just I want to smack you right upside your head, and I'll tell him that to his face unless he's scary.
So they will be on, and then after Gatlike Gangster, like I said, Quantum Radio will be on. Quantum Radio is actually a group of people who put on a radio show that you can play while you are playing WildStar. It's really, really awesome music. You can actually call in request. They're the ones that actually does the music when Black Dagger Society has a show, when the Fade Fest was going on. They're performing, taking requests, and they're also giving shout outs to the winners of each contest, announcing when contests are happening. It's really, really awesome.
Yeah, maybe he can help you with pre-show music and have it actually be something that the listeners enjoy instead of a chore for them to sit here and wade through your garbage.
I like torturing. I get to do one thing in the show, all right? And I'm going to just keep doing it the way I want to do it. So, thank you, everyone who has come in and joined and watched the show. I'm not going to end the show because apparently Krug has something to say.
Yes, there is one thing I have to say. So, we did a giveaway a while ago, and I still haven't heard back from the person who won. So, please check your email inboxes if you are listening to this podcast and see if you are the winner. I'm not going to give any details about the person away, obviously, because that would be dumb. But
it was John, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the... So, please check your email inboxes because I sent two separate threads of emails to you. So, just have a quick look. I need a reply from you before I do anything with the, giveaway, obviously. If we don't hear from you by the end of the week, we're going to be giving it away to someone else. So, sorry. There's not really much else we can do aside from that.
Yes, so like Krug said, if we don't hear back from you by next week, we will actually have something set up next week so that we will start announcing when we're going to give that last one away, because it's sitting right there.
Chilling, waiting to be consumed. I think I'll send you one more email just in case it got buried. I don't know how much traffic that email address gets. So that will be a thing.
So, again, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us on the live stream. Thank you, everyone who's listening to the podcast. Have a wonderful week, and we will see you next week.
Yeah, bye. I'm Krug, yeah.